this week's edition of the Gustavus Sports Rewind. I'm your host, James Piper. The softball team swept Carleton College in their doubleheader on Saturday, April 17th. In the second game, the Gusties took a 1-0 lead in the second inning when Jesse Pelzel singled to right center to score Mackenzie Dalton, and that one run was all they would need as they ended up shutting out Carleton in the second game. They ended up winning 4-0 behind the pitching of Aaron Trubenbach, who came up with a great six-inning performance, allowing only 4 hits and getting 6 Ks along the way. The Gustavus men's outdoor track and field team compiled 10 individual top 5 finishes at the Gustavus Adolphus College Drake Alternative Meet on Saturday afternoon, held here at Gustavus. Matt Dvorak and Mart Hartman had the best performances of the day, as Dvorak placed second in the 100-meter dash and Hartman took third in the 5,000 meters. No team scores were kept at the meet. For the women, Janie Helland, Allison Voss, Megan Lundgren, and Danielle Bergmeyer all tallied first-place finishes on the day. No team scores were kept at the meet, but Gustavus registered 28 total top 5 finishes. The Gustavus 4x1 team took first place with a time of 50.37 seconds, while the Gustavus 4x4 team finished first with a time of 4 minutes and 4.38 seconds. Janie Helland had a big day with wins in the long jump and 400-meter hurdles while taking second place in the javelin. I'm here with the head coach of the men's tennis team, and we're going to be talking about the men's season thus far. What were your goals coming into the season from preseason?
Well, as always, James, we have result-based goals, and then we have a set of goals that we feel are more of a priority than the result-based goals. In terms of results, they haven't changed from any previous year. We want to, first of all, do our best to win the MIAC. We want to advance to the regional tournament, and then have a shot at making the Final 8 and winning the whole thing at the NCAA tournament. So in terms of results, we want to win every time we step out on the court, and those have always been the goals of our program and have continued through this season. More importantly, though, we want to make sure that we get better each day we step out on the court, and that our young men are choosing to focus on things that are within their control. We want to make sure every time we step out on the court, we compete with full effort, we compete with a positive attitude, and we compete with the highest standard of sportsmanship. Those are the main goals and the most important priorities of our program, things that we can take care of whether we're winning or losing, playing well or playing poorly, and so those are the primary goals that we focus on each time out.
Nice. You mentioned winning the MIAC this year, and Carleton, I believe, was the favorites coming into the season to win that, and you beat them 2 Saturdays ago. How big was that? Did you have a certain strategy coming in, or?
Well, they're a fantastic team, and that's no secret to anybody who knows tennis in the region or in our league. They're very, very strong in the singles, and have put together some really nice doubles teams as well. Without question, they were picked to win the league with good reason, and we were fortunate to have them at home and to compete well against them that day. As far as the strategy, what we just discussed is the way we approach every match. The Carleton match, no different. They're a great team. We've got other great teams in our conference and a few more coming in this weekend. So, yeah, the goal is to win the league, but really the goal is to try to figure out what problems the opponent poses on a given day and try to solve them as best we can.
You have a very young team, only 2 upperclassmen, 2 seniors on the team. So does a lot of the leadership roles fall on them, or is it spread out sort of among the sophomores, or who takes the lead?
We really only have, we look at it in 2 ways. We have 2 fantastic seniors that have done a lot for us in terms of leadership, that know our program well, Christian Jethro and Kyle Olson. Been around for a while, understand our program, understand our values, and a good deal of leadership does fall on them. Christian especially, in terms of bringing along the younger guys. He has a freshman doubles partner that he's playing with, Rodrigo Otero, so that puts him in a leadership role by definition there as well. And then really Patrick Clark is a sophomore for us, but really plays above his age and competes above his age. If you had a chance to watch Patrick play anytime recently, you can tell that sort of he's our leader on the court when we step out in competitive situations, and And that stems from experience. Patrick is the only guy returning from last year's top group, the only guy that played in the NCAA tournament for us last year and had experience playing in the biggest matches. So while Christian and Kyle are seniors, we still look at our lineup as having 5 guys that are new to the biggest scene, 6 if you include the doubles lineup. So really, Patrick's the only one that's had that experience of being in there in the biggest of matches that we play, and I think that sort of you can tell when we step on the court that he's a leader for us as well. So the seniors do a fantastic job. Patrick does his part, and really everyone is really on board with what we're trying to accomplish and who we're trying to be, and so the leadership, I think, comes pretty naturally.
Tommy Valentini of the men's tennis team. Thanks, Coach, for stopping by. Good luck to you
this
Saturday and the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. The men's tennis team clinched a share of the MIAC title last Saturday, facing off against both St. Thomas and Bethel. Against St. Thomas, only one Gusty lost in the singles draw on their way to a 7-2 victory over the Tommies. The Gusties then proceeded to sweep Bethel, going a perfect 9-0 in the afternoon match. Amrik Dunkina, Tyler Johnson, Dan Pomerak, Krishan Jethwa, and Kyle Olson all won both of their respective matches last Saturday. The Gusties have one more conference matchup against St. Olaf this coming Saturday. Thank you for joining us for this week's Gustavus Sports Rewind. Of course, you can find any of our prior episodes you may have missed by going to YouTube and typing in Gustavus Sports Rewind into the search bar. Until next time, I'm James Piper, and go Gusties.